So what does the future of food really look like for an entire country? Today, we're going to unpack Malaysia's massive 10-year plan to completely reboot its food system, making it smarter, stronger, and way more secure for the future.
That's a huge question, right? And for Malaysia, the answer is this really detailed 10-year blueprint. But before we get into the plan itself, you got to understand the global shock that made it so incredibly necessary in the first place. You know, like so many other countries, Malaysia got a very sudden, very powerful wake-up call. A single global event showed just how fragile the systems we all depend on for our food really are.
Yeah, when the pandemic hit, those global supply chains didn't just bend, they snapped. I mean, we all remember the empty shelves and the uncertainty. That was the moment, the catalyst, that really forced Malaysia to rethink its entire approach and aim for a system that was more resilient and self-sufficient from the ground up.
So how did Malaysia respond to that massive challenge? Well, they didn't just slap a bandage on the old system. Nope. They created an entirely new blueprint for the next decade, and it's called the National Agrofood Policy 2.0. Now, what's really important to get here is that this policy isn't just about growing more food. It's about totally changing how it's grown, how it's processed, and how it's managed. The goals are huge. Build a system that can handle future shocks, protect the environment, and is powered by modern tech. And this quote from the Secretary General, it just perfectly captures the vibe of the whole thing. This isn't some top-down order. It's more like a call to action, inviting everyone from researchers to private companies to work together and push the whole sector forward. Okay, so if you look at the official document, you'll see these 5 key thrusts. It's a little bit of jargon, right? So, to make it way easier to understand, we've grouped them into 3 core pillars: high-tech farming, sustainable and valuable, and people and progress. Let's kick things off with the first one: technology. Right, so this first pillar is all about kicking off a tech revolution in farming. The goal is to drag Malaysia's agriculture right into the 21st century. But to really get just how ambitious this is, you need to see the starting line. And this number, well, it says it all. As of 2018, a staggering 72% of livestock farms were using very limited modern technology. Now, that's not just a statistic, it's a massive opportunity. It shows you the single biggest hurdle, but also the incredible potential for growth if you can get the right tech into the right hands. So how do you close a tech gap that big? Well, the policy lays out this 4-part strategy, and it's actually really smart. It's not just about throwing more money at it. It's about coordinating research so you don't have 5 different teams reinventing the wheel. It's about protecting new ideas so they can actually get to market. And it's about opening the doors to partners around the world to bring in the best new ideas. And the end goal here isn't just about having flashy gadgets on the farm. It's about a clear domino effect. It starts with farmers actually using the new tech. That leads to them gaining new skills, which then sparks more innovation. All of this leads to higher yields and better products. And finally, that drives real economic growth and better incomes for farmers. It's all about turning gadgets into growth. Okay, on to our second pillar. This one tackles 2 massive challenges at the same time. How do you protect the environment while also making more money? The policy's answer is to go all in on both sustainability and value. This slide just lays it out so clearly. It's a total shift from old problems to new solutions. Instead of just dealing with farm waste, the policy pushes for waste-to-wealth ideas, literally turning things like discarded husks into valuable stuff like biofuel. Instead of risking everything on one crop, it encourages things like intercropping to make farms more resilient. It's all about moving away from just selling raw ingredients to creating high-value products that people will pay more for. But let's be real. How do you compete on a packed global supermarket shelf? A huge part of the strategy is branding. The idea is to create one single unified Malaysia identity brand. Think of it like a stamp of quality. When a customer anywhere in the world sees it, they'll know that this product is premium, it's trustworthy, and it's worth it. All right, our final pillar. And this one focuses on maybe the most important resource of all: people. It's all about building a skilled workforce and creating a business environment where the entire agri-food sector can actually flourish. And what's really striking here is just how inclusive this whole approach is. The policy gets that a modern ag sector needs everybody, so it's creating specific opportunities for young agropreneurs, for women, and for persons with disabilities. The thinking is super clear. The more diverse your talent pool, the more innovative and resilient your whole industry is going to be. Of course, having skilled people is only half the battle.
You have to create an ecosystem where they can actually succeed. So, on one hand, the policy is trying to reduce the risks, making it easier to get funding and bringing in insurance to protect against things like bad weather. And on the other hand, it's boosting efficiency, slashing red tape and digitizing the entire supply chain to get food from the farm to your table faster and cheaper.
And this isn't just a wish list, It's a phased, step-by-step plan. In the short term, they're focused on quick wins, like cutting down food waste. In the medium term, they're tackling bigger projects, like coordinating all that R&D and building up that national brand. And the long-term vision is all about deep, structural changes, like improving land management and building talent for the long haul.
So there you have it. Malaysia's National Agrofood Policy 2.0 is a really bold vision for a more secure, more prosperous future. The plan is ambitious, the blueprint is on the table. But the real challenge, as this final thought says, starts now, turning a 10-year plan into a generational reality.